Lieutenant Jack Harper stared through the viewport of his small patrol ship. The stars glittered against the darkness of space, while Mars hung like a red jewel in the distance. It was supposed to be another routine patrol, boring, predictable, and safe. But then the alert sounded. Unidentified vessel detected at coordinates 227 to 8941, announced the ship's computer. Unknown configuration. No match in database. Jack leaned forward, suddenly alert. Show me. The screen displayed a sleek, silver craft with unusual curved wings. It drifted awkwardly, venting gases from what appeared to be a damaged section. Jack had never seen anything like it, and after 5 years in the Space Navy, he'd seen most human designs. Computer, are they transmitting anything? Receiving distress signal using universal mathematical sequence. Jack's heart raced. This wasn't a human ship, which meant only one thing: first contact. Protocol stated he should maintain distance and call for backup. Earth had theorized about alien life for centuries, but had never confirmed contact. This would change everything. But the ship was clearly damaged. Someone might be dying while bureaucrats debated what to do. Computer, initiate docking sequence. Warning. Protocol violation detected. Please confirm override. Jack took a deep breath. Override confirmed. Authorization Harper Delta 7. His small patrol craft approached the alien vessel carefully. The docking mechanism extended, somehow finding a compatible connection point. With a gentle shudder, the ships locked together. Jack checked his sidearm and grabbed a medical kit. If the aliens were hostile, he was probably dead already. If they needed help, every second mattered. The airlock cycled, and Jack stepped into the alien ship. The interior was bathed in a soft blue light, with corridors that curved organically. The air smelled faintly of cinnamon and ozone. "Hello," Jack called out. "I'm here to help." A weak sound echoed from deeper in the ship. Jack followed it, finding his way to what looked like a control center. There, slumped against a console, was an alien. The being was humanoid but clearly not human. Tall and slender with silvery blue skin, it had 4 arms and large almond-shaped eyes that shimmered with an internal light. A dark purple fluid leaked from a wound in its side. The alien looked up at Jack, its eyes widening in what might have been surprise. "You came," it said in halting English. "Dangerous. For you." Jack knelt beside the alien, shocked both by its appearance and that it spoke English. "I'm Lieutenant Jack Harper of Earth's Space Navy. Your ship was in distress." "I am, Kira," the alien replied. "Learned your language from your broadcasts. My ship attacked." Jack opened his medical kit, though he had no idea if human medicine would help an alien physiology. "Who attacked you?" "Vortex," Kira said, voice growing weaker. "They hunt us. Zeldarians. For our abilities. For our knowledge." "I need to get you medical help," Jack said, examining the wound. The purple fluid, presumably blood, continued to seep out despite his attempts to apply pressure. "No human medicine can help me," Kira whispered. "Need genetic bond, or I die." "Genetic bond? I don't understand." Kira's large eyes fixed on Jack's face. "Zeldarians can form bonds with compatible species, share life force, heal, share knowledge, and humans are compatible." Jack asked, trying to keep Kira conscious. "Scanning you now." Kira's eyes glowed brighter for a moment. "You, highest compatibility ever found with your species. 1 drop of your blood could save me." Jack hesitated. This went beyond protocol into uncharted territory. But the alien was dying, and something in those strange eyes made him trust Kira. "What do I need to do?" he asked. Jack's hand hovered over his utility knife. The alien, Kira, watched him with those luminous eyes that seemed to contain galaxies within them. "Are you sure about this?" Jack asked. "What exactly will happen if I give you my blood?" Kira's breathing had become more labored, the purple fluid now pooling beneath their slender form. The bond will heal me, will connect us, mind to mind, will share some abilities, not harmful to you. Jack made his decision. He drew the knife across his palm, just deep enough to draw blood. A single crimson droplet welled up, bright against his skin. What now? Here, Kira guided Jack's hand to a small depression on their chest that seemed to pulse with soft light. One drop, there. Jack tilted his hand, watching as the single drop of his blood fell onto Kira's chest. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the droplet seemed to sink into Kira's skin, disappearing completely. Suddenly, Kira's body arched upward as a wave of blue-white energy rippled across their silvery skin. Jack stumbled backward, watching in amazement as the wound on Kira's side began to close. The alien's breathing steadied, and their eyes brightened to an almost blinding intensity. At the same moment, Jack felt a strange sensation spread through his body, like liquid fire racing through his veins. It wasn't painful, more like an electric tingling that started in his hand and quickly spread everywhere. His vision blurred, then sharpened until he could see details he'd never noticed before. His hearing became so acute that he could hear the subtle hum of the ship's systems. Most shocking of all, he could suddenly feel Kira's presence in his mind. Not invasive, but there, like a warm light at the edge of his consciousness. What's happening to me? Jack gasped, staring at his hands. His cut had already healed completely, not even leaving a scar. Kira sat up, seemingly fully recovered, and regarded Jack with a mixture of gratitude and awe. The bond is stronger than I expected. Your genetic compatibility is extraordinary. I can feel you in my head, Jack said, trying to process this new sensation. Yes, and I can feel you, Kira replied, voice now stronger and more melodic. The blood bond connects us. It has saved my life, but it has also given you gifts. Gifts. Enhanced strength. Accelerated healing, as you've already seen. Heightened senses, and access to some Zeldarian knowledge through our mental link. Jack closed his eyes, and suddenly images flashed through his mind. Strange worlds with purple skies. Technologies beyond human understanding. Star maps of systems humans had never seen. This is incredible, he whispered. Among my people, this bond is sacred, Kira explained, standing gracefully on 4 limbs. You are now considered Zeldarian kin. What you have done is rare beyond measure. A sudden alarm blared through the ship. Kira moved quickly to the console, fingers dancing over controls Jack couldn't comprehend. We must leave immediately, Kira said urgently. The Vortex will have detected our bonding energy. They hunt bonded pairs with special ferocity. My ship is docked to yours, Jack said. But it's small, barely more than a patrol craft. It will have to do. My ship is too damaged to travel. Kira gathered a few small devices, tucking them into a pouch. We must reach your Earth. I must warn your people about the Vortex. Now that we are bonded, they will come for both of us. And they will not care who stands in their way. Jack felt fear pulse through their bond, not his own fear, but Kira's. Whatever these Vortex were, they terrified even this advanced alien. Let's go, Jack said, leading the way back to the airlock. With each step, he felt stronger, faster, more aware. Whatever had happened to him, whatever this bond meant, there was no going back now. As they entered his ship, Jack realized his life had changed forever, all because of one drop of blood. The orbital station Alpha hung above Earth like a giant metal spider. Jack's small patrol ship approached the docking bay, where a welcome committee awaited. Though welcome wasn't exactly the right word. Through the viewport, he could see armed guards alongside scientists in white coats. They're afraid, Kira observed, sensing Jack's thoughts through their bond. Can you blame them? Jack replied. You're the first confirmed alien to visit Earth. The docking clamps engaged with a gentle shudder. Jack turned to Kira. Stay behind me. I'll do the talking. When the airlock opened, Jack stepped out first, hands raised to show he wasn't a threat. General Frank Miller stood at the front of the group, his face a mask of suspicion. "Lieutenant Harper, you violated at least 15 protocols," the general said. "This better be worth it." "Sir, this is Kira of the Zeldarian people," Jack said as Kira emerged behind him. Gasps and murmurs spread through the assembled humans. Their ship was attacked by hostiles called the Vortex. "We need to prepare Earth's defenses immediately." The next hours passed in a blur of questions, medical examinations, and security measures. Scientists poked and prodded both Jack and Kira, marveling at the aliens' biology and growing increasingly concerned about the changes in Jack. "Your cellular structure is changing," Dr. Olivia West told Jack as she examined his scan results. "Your muscles are denser, your neural pathways are firing at triple the normal rate, and your wounds heal almost instantly." Jack demonstrated by cutting his finger with a scalpel. Before the doctor's astonished eyes, the wound closed in seconds. "It's the blood bond," Kira explained from a separate examination table. "Lieutenant Harper saved my life. In return, he now shares some of my people's abilities." General Miller watched from the corner, his expression darkening. "So you've turned one of my officers into some kind of super soldier without authorization." "I made a choice, sir," Jack interjected. "Kira was dying. And now we have an alien who can apparently alter human DNA walking around our station," Miller responded. "Not to mention these Vortex you claim are coming." "They are coming," Jack said with complete certainty. He could feel the truth of it through the bond. "And we're not ready." Later, in a private conference room, Jack demonstrated more of his new abilities to a select group of military officials and scientists. He bent a steel bar with his bare hands. He recognized and spoke several words in Zeldarian. Most impressively, he drew detailed schematics for technology no human had ever conceived. "The bond gives me access to Kira's knowledge," Jack explained. "Not all of it, but enough to help us prepare." Dr. West leaned forward, fascinated. "Can this blood bond be replicated with other humans?" Before Jack could answer, Kira spoke up. "The bond is sacred among my people. It is not a weapon or a tool. It is a connection of souls." "But potentially," another scientist pressed, "could we create more enhanced humans?" Jack felt Kira's discomfort through their bond. "That's not why we're here," he said firmly. "The Vortex are the immediate threat. They hunt Zeldarians for their abilities, and now they'll hunt me too." General Miller studied Jack carefully. "And why should Earth get involved in your alien conflict, Lieutenant?" "Because I'm still human," Jack replied. "And once the Vortex learn about Earth, they won't stop with me. They'll see all humans as potential vessels for Zeldarian abilities." As if to punctuate his point, an alarm suddenly blared through the station. A communications officer burst into the room. "Sir, we've detected unknown vessels just past lunar orbit. They're not responding to hails, and they're heading straight for us." Jack and Kira exchanged a knowing glance. "They're here," Jack said grimly. "The Vortex found us faster than we expected." Through their bond, Jack could feel Kira's fear, and beneath it, a grim determination that matched his own. The gift of the blood bond was about to be tested in battle far sooner than either of them had hoped. Chaos erupted throughout Alpha Station. Red emergency lights bathed the corridors as personnel rushed to battle stations. Jack and Kira moved against the flow of traffic, heading toward the command center. "Lieutenant Harper," General Miller's voice came through Jack's comm device. "Get to observation deck 3 immediately." When they arrived, the general stood before a massive view screen showing 3 angular black vessels approaching the station. Their designs were unlike anything in Earth's records, jagged and asymmetrical, as if grown rather than built. "Vortex hunters," Kira whispered, four-fingered hand trembling slightly. 3 battle cruisers. Miller turned to Jack. "Our weapons can't penetrate their shields. Please tell me your new alien friend has some useful information." Jack closed his eyes, tapping into the knowledge flowing through their bond. Images flooded his mind. Vortex attack patterns, weapon specifications, shield frequencies. Their shields rotate through 7 different frequencies, Jack said, eyes still closed. If you time your shots between rotations at precisely 3.7-second intervals, you can get through. The weapons officer looked skeptical, but programmed the defense grid accordingly. They're not here for your station, Kira added. They're here for us, for the bond we share. They believe consuming bonded pairs grants them special powers. Consuming. Miller's face paled. Before anyone could respond, the station shook violently. The lights flickered as an explosion rocked the docking bay. They've breached the outer defenses, someone shouted. Security footage showed creatures pouring into the station. Tall, insectoid beings with multiple limbs and faceted eyes. They moved with frightening speed, overwhelming the security teams. They'll head for the lunar research outpost next, Jack said suddenly, information flowing into his mind through the bond. There's something there they want, a rare mineral your scientists discovered that enhances telepathic abilities. How could they possibly know about that? Miller demanded. That research is classified. The vortex can sense psychic energy like sharks smell blood, Kira explained. Your scientists handling the mineral unknowingly broadcast their location across space. Jack turned to Miller. Sir, we need to get to the outpost. Now. Absolutely not. You're staying here where we can protect you. Jack's enhanced senses detected vortex closing in on their position. Without warning, he grabbed Kira's arm and bolted down a side corridor. Harper, get back here, Miller shouted after them. Using his new abilities, Jack navigated through maintenance tunnels toward a small hangar housing emergency shuttles. They encountered 2 vortex hunters on the way. Moving with inhuman speed, Jack engaged them in combat, his body reacting with skills he had never learned but somehow knew through the bond. When they reached the shuttle bay, they found a young officer named Lisa Monroe preparing a craft for evacuation. Lieutenant Harper. She recognized him. What's happening? No time to explain. We need to get to the lunar outpost immediately, Jack said as he helped Kira aboard. Lisa hesitated only briefly before nodding. I was headed there anyway. The research team called for evacuation. As their shuttle departed, they watched Alpha Station exchange fire with the Vortex ships. The Earth weapons, now properly timed, finally punched through the alien shields. Your people learned quickly, Kira noted with appreciation. Will it be enough? Lisa asked. Jack shook his head. This is just a scouting party. Testing our defenses. Through the viewport, the lunar surface grew larger. So did the plumes of smoke rising from the research outpost. We're too late, Lisa whispered. No, Jack said, feeling strength surge through his enhanced body. There are still people alive down there. I can feel them. As their shuttle approached the damaged outpost, Jack prepared himself for what would be the first true test of his new abilities. Through their bond, Kira sent him courage and knowledge, the memories of 1,000 Zeldarian warriors who had faced the Vortex before. I'm ready, Jack said, though he wasn't sure if he spoke to Lisa, to Kira, or to himself. The lunar outpost lay in ruins. Twisted metal and shattered glass reflected the harsh sunlight as Jack, Kira, and Lisa picked their way through the wreckage. Bodies of researchers and security personnel were scattered throughout, their faces frozen in expressions of terror. Over here, Jack called, lifting a fallen support beam with strength that still surprised him. Beneath it, 2 scientists huddled in a small pocket of safety. As they helped the survivors to their shuttle, Jack felt a familiar presence touch his mind through the bond. They took it, Kira said, confirming Jack's thoughts, the telepathic mineral. And they left some of their wounded behind, Jack added, pointing to a dying Vortex warrior half hidden under debris. They never do that unless they're retreating to regroup for a larger attack. Back on Earth, the military council met in emergency session. General Miller paced before the assembled officers and scientists, his face grim. The Vortex destroy our lunar outpost and damage Alpha Station in what Lieutenant Harper claims was just a scouting mission, Miller announced. We need options, people. Jack stood, drawing all eyes. There's only one option, sir. We need to go to the Zeldarian homeworld. The room erupted in protests and questions. Miller raised a hand for silence. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. Earth's weapons are centuries behind Vortex technology, Jack said. But the Zeldarians have been fighting them for generations. They have defenses we can adapt and weapons we can use. Lisa, who had grown increasingly supportive of Jack, added, the Vortex will be back with a full invasion force. We need allies. Dr. West, who had been studying the data from Jack's enhanced physiology, nodded in agreement. And Lieutenant Harper's bond with Kira gives us an unprecedented opportunity for peaceful first contact with an advanced civilization. Miller looked unconvinced. We've never sent humans beyond our solar system. You have no choice, Kira said simply. The Vortex now know humans can bond with Zeldarians. They will return to harvest your people. The word harvest hung in the air, chilling everyone present. After 3 days of intense debate, the mission was approved. The Earth's most advanced ship, a prototype deep space vessel called the Horizon, was assigned to Jack. Lisa volunteered as his second-in-command, and a small crew of scientists and military personnel were selected to join them. On the day of departure, Jack stood at the Horizon's viewport, watching Earth shrink behind them. The enormity of what lay ahead settled on his shoulders. He would be the first human to leave the solar system, to visit an alien world. Having doubts, Lisa asked, joining him. Wouldn't you? Jack smiled faintly. A month ago, I was just a lieutenant on patrol duty. Now I'm part alien, leading humanity's first interstellar mission. You're still you, Jack, Lisa said, touching his arm gently. Just more. Through their bond, Jack felt Kira's approach before hearing the alien's light footsteps. The ship is impressive for your technology level, Kira said, but the journey to my homeworld would normally take years. Normally. Lisa raised an eyebrow. Kira's four hands moved in intricate patterns as they explained. Our bond allows Jack to access Zeldarian navigation knowledge. There are shortcuts through space. Jack nodded, understanding flowing into his mind. Jump points. Natural wormholes that connect distant parts of the galaxy. Can you find one? Lisa asked. Jack closed his eyes, letting Kira's knowledge guide him. Star maps formed in his mind, complex calculations he somehow understood. Yes, he said, opening his eyes. I can get us there in 3 weeks instead of 30 years. As Jack provided the coordinates to the navigation team, he felt the weight of his responsibility. Not just for the crew, but for all of humanity. Their journey would either forge an alliance that could save Earth or lead them into deeper danger. The Horizon's engines hummed as they prepared for the first jump. Jack, Kira, and Lisa stood together on the bridge, 3 beings from different worlds united by circumstance and growing bonds of trust. Ready? Jack asked them both. Lisa nodded firmly. Ready. And through their bond, Kira's answer came not in words but in feeling. Determination, hope, and something else, a growing affection for these humans who faced the unknown with such courage. The stars blurred as the Horizon leaped into the unknown. The Horizon emerged from the jump point into a sea of stars unlike any Jack had ever seen. Ahead of them hung a planet with swirling purple and blue clouds, orbited by 3 moons of varying sizes. Zeldar, Kira said, voice filled with emotion. My home. As they approached, dozens of sleek silver ships surrounded them, the same design as Kira's damaged vessel. Jack felt a gentle probe against his mind as the Zeldarians confirmed the bond he shared with Kira. They're escorting us, Jack explained to the nervous crew. It's a sign of respect. The Horizon descended through the atmosphere to land on a vast platform floating above a city of crystalline towers and arching bridges. Outside the viewports, Thousands of Zeldarians had gathered to witness the arrival of the first humans. "I didn't expect this kind of welcome," Lisa said, adjusting her uniform. "They're not here for humans," Jack replied, understanding flowing through the bond. "They're here for me, the first human to successfully bond with a Zeldarian." When the airlock opened, Jack stepped out first with Kira at his side. A group of tall Zeldarians approached, their silver-blue skin adorned with intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with light. The leader, distinguished by elaborate markings, stepped forward. "I am Seer Navin of the Zeldarian High Council," the alien said in perfect English. "Lieutenant Jack Harper, your existence changes everything we thought we knew about interspecies bonding." Jack bowed respectfully, following Kira's mental guidance. "We come seeking your help against the Vortex threat to Earth." "And you shall have it," Navin replied. "But first, we must understand the nature of your bond. It is unprecedented in strength." For 3 days, Jack underwent examinations by Zeldarian scientists. Lisa stayed close, watching with increasing concern as they tested the limits of Jack's new abilities. He could now lift objects 10 times his weight, heal from severe wounds in minutes, and access vast repositories of Zeldarian knowledge. "Your genetic structure was uniquely receptive," a Zeldarian scientist explained. "The bond has progressed further than any we've recorded with non-Zeldarians." On the 4th day, Jack and the Earth delegation were summoned before the High Council, a semicircle of 9 elder Zeldarians in a vast chamber carved from a single crystal. "We have reached our decision," Seer Navin announced. "The bond between Lieutenant Harper and Kira proves that humans and Zeldarians share a profound compatibility. We offer Earth a formal alliance and will share defensive technology to help you fight the Vortex." Relief washed over the human delegation, but Jack sensed something withheld. "And in exchange?" he asked. Navin's large eyes fixed on Jack. "You will serve as the bridge between our peoples, and when the time comes, you will help us end the Vortex threat once and for all." Later, in private quarters provided for the Earth delegation, Lisa found Jack standing on a balcony, gazing at the alien skyline. "You're changing more every day," she said quietly. "Sometimes I wonder if the Jack I knew is still in there." Jack turned to her, seeing the concern in her eyes. "I'm still me, Lisa, just with extra parts I'm still figuring out. Parts that make you more Zeldarian than human sometimes." He couldn't deny it. The bond was growing stronger, integrating more Zeldarian knowledge and abilities into his being. "Does it frighten you?" he asked. Instead of answering, Lisa stepped closer and placed her hand over his heart. "What frightens me is that you might not come back from this. That whatever makes you Jack Harper might get lost in all this alienness." Before Jack could respond, an alarm sounded throughout the city. Kira rushed into the room, all 4 arms moving in agitation. "The Vortex have followed your ship's jump signature. They've entered the Zeldarian system with a battle fleet." Jack felt his enhanced body tensing for battle, Zeldarian combat knowledge flowing into his mind. But as he looked at Lisa's worried face, he forced himself to remember his humanity. "How long do we have?" he asked Kira. "Hours, at most." They'd brought enough ships to attack both Zeldar and Earth simultaneously. Jack nodded grimly. "Then it's time to see what this alliance is really worth." The Zeldarian war room buzzed with activity as holographic displays showed the approaching Vortex fleet, 50 battle cruisers arranged in attack formation. Jack stood at the center of the room, his mind processing battle strategies at an incredible speed thanks to his enhanced abilities. "They've split their forces," he announced, pointing to the display. "Half heading to Zeldar, half to Earth." Seer Navin nodded gravely. "As we feared, even with our fastest ships, we cannot defend both worlds simultaneously." Lisa, who had been studying Zeldarian defense systems, stepped forward. "What about the blood bond? Is there a way to use it to our advantage?" Jack exchanged a meaningful look with Kira. Through their bond, a dangerous idea formed. "There might be," Jack said slowly. "Kira's blood bonded with mine, giving me Zeldarian abilities. What if we could create a temporary version of that bond for others? The room fell silent. Seer Nevin's eyes widened. You proposed the sacred sharing. With non-Zeldarians? This has never been done on such a scale. We have no choice, Jack replied. Earth's defenses can't withstand a Vortex attack without enhanced soldiers. After intense debate, the council approved Jack's plan. A team of human volunteers, led by Lisa, would receive a diluted version of Jack's blood, carrying both human and Zeldarian properties. In a solemn ceremony, Jack moved among the 20 volunteers, placing a single drop of his blood on each of their foreheads. Unlike his permanent bond with Kira, this would be temporary, lasting only hours but providing enhanced strength, reflexes, and access to basic Zeldarian combat knowledge. Lisa was the last to receive the blood. As the drop touched her skin, she gasped, her eyes momentarily glowing with the same inner light as Jack's. I can feel it, she whispered. The knowledge, the connection. It won't last long, Jack warned, but it should be enough. The Horizon, now equipped with Zeldarian shields and weapons, prepared to lead Earth's defense. Jack would remain on Zeldar, with Kira to coordinate the defense of the Zeldarian homeworld. Before boarding her ship, Lisa gripped Jack's hand. Come back to me, she said simply. Whatever part of you is still human, hold on to it. I will, Jack promised. Through their temporary bond, he felt her concern, her determination, and something deeper that neither had yet voiced. As the Horizon departed for Earth, the Vortex fleet arrived at Zeldar. The battle erupted in a fury of energy weapons and explosive decompression as ships were torn apart in the vacuum of space. Jack, connected to both the Zeldarian defense grid and to Lissa light years away, coordinated the two-front battle with unprecedented effectiveness. Through the Blood Bond network, he guided the enhanced human soldiers on Earth while simultaneously helping direct Zeldarian ships around Zeldar. On Earth, Lisa led her team of enhanced humans against Vortex landing parties that had breached the planetary defenses. Moving with supernatural speed and strength, they turned the tide of battle, driving the invaders back to their ships. On Zeldar, Jack fought alongside Kira, their movements perfectly synchronized through their bond as they defended the council chambers from Vortex infiltrators who had penetrated the city defenses. They're targeting the council, Jack shouted, sensing the Vortex strategy through the mental connection. They want to decapitate the Zeldarian leadership. In a desperate gambit, Jack channeled more power through his bond with Kira than ever before. His body glowed with blue-white energy as he confronted the Vortex commander, a massive insectoid being nearly twice his size. You cannot stop us, half-breed, the Vortex hissed. Your worlds will fall. Jack smiled grimly. You made one mistake. You threatened my people, both my peoples. With speed and strength beyond even what his enhanced body had shown before, Jack defeated the commander. Throughout both solar systems, the Vortex forces faltered as their command structure collapsed. Hours later, as the last Vortex ships retreated, the Horizon returned to Zeldar. Lisa rushed from the ship, finding Jack sitting quietly with Kira on a balcony overlooking the damaged but undefeated city. We won, Lisa said, joining them. Earth is safe. For now. Jack nodded, looking from Lisa to Kira. For now. But this is just the beginning of something bigger. The beginning of a true alliance, Kira agreed. As the three of them gazed up at the stars, Jack reflected on how a single drop of blood had changed everything, had created a bridge between worlds that might just save them all. So, Lisa asked with a small smile, what happens next? Jack took her hand, feeling their temporary bond fading, but something else, something entirely human, growing stronger in its place. We build the future, he said simply. Together.